To a forest animal, a human on a trail is rarely neutral. We are not quite like the predators they evolved alongside. We don't move with the same silence or purpose. Yet we trigger something deep and ancient, an immediate calculation of threat. So what do they actually think when they detect us coming? Do they register us as danger, as something to ignore? Or does something more complex happen inside their minds? Every wild animal carries a threat assessment running constantly in the background. The sound of boots on leaves, the shape moving upright through the trees, the scent that doesn't belong. The calculation happens faster than thought, and for most species, the default output is clear. Increase distance, increase caution. This isn't always learned. Some of it runs deep in their biology. Camera trap studies across North America and Europe show consistent patterns. In areas with regular hiking traffic, many animals shift their entire daily rhythms. They become more nocturnal. They avoid trails during daylight hours. They feed less and stay alert longer. The presence of hikers creates what biologists call a landscape of fear, an invisible pressure that reshapes how animals use their own home. Yet there are moments that complicate the picture. Researchers following radio-collared elk in the Rockies have documented something striking. When a quiet solo hiker approaches, some elk don't bolt immediately. They freeze. Their bodies go rigid. Breathing slows. For several long seconds, they stand completely still, locked in assessment, as if their nervous system is searching for the right response and coming back uncertain. One collared mule deer in a popular national forest was observed doing exactly this. Trail camera footage captured her standing motionless as two hikers passed within 30 meters. She didn't run. She didn't even turn her head fully. After the hikers disappeared around the bend, she slowly lowered her head and resumed feeding, as if the strange upright figures had been processed as low risk. Similar reports exist with black bears. In places where hikers are common and predictable, some bears continue foraging or resting close to trails. Their threat response seems to stall. The expected pattern of danger doesn't fully match. The human is moving away. No eye contact held too long, no sudden movements. And so the ancient alarm system hesitates. Science suggests this hesitation comes from how their brains handle pattern recognition. Most natural predators approach low and fast, with clear intent. A hiker is tall, slow, noisy, and usually passes by without pursuit. That mismatch can overload the animal's usual decision-making. The freeze response kicks in, a temporary shutdown while the brain tries to classify this strange stimulus. But it's not the same for every animal or every encounter. A study tracking wolves in heavily hiked areas found they maintained larger distances and moved more cautiously during peak hiking hours. Their assessment appeared firmer. Humans equal disruption. Yet, in the same forests, smaller animals like chipmunks and birds sometimes showed the opposite. They habituated faster, treating hikers as background noise or even opportunities for dropped food. The variation is what makes it difficult to pin down. Young animals react more extremely. Animals in remote forests with little human contact show stronger flight responses. Those living near busy trails often dial down their reactions over time. What happens after the encounter is even harder to interpret. Some animals, once the hiker has passed, resume normal behavior almost immediately. Others remain vigilant for much longer, burning energy they would rather spend on feeding or resting. A few, in rare documented cases, have been seen watching the hiker retreat, standing still, observing, as if filing away the experience for future reference. The honest truth from the research is that we genuinely don't know exactly what they think. We can measure changes in heart rate, movement patterns, stress hormones, and space use. But the internal experience, whether they feel relief, confusion, or simply a reset threat level, remains largely closed to us. What the data does show clearly is that forest animals are sophisticated at reading us. They notice our predictability. They notice when we stay on the path. They notice when we don't chase or approach. And in those moments, something in their ancient programming sometimes pauses. The next time you walk through a quiet forest and feel eyes on you, or hear the sudden silence fall over the trees, remember this. That animal is running its own silent calculation. It is deciding in real time what kind of presence you are. We are not invisible to them, but we are not always the predator they were built to fear either. Science will eventually answer more precisely. Better tracking, more behavioral studies, improved understanding of animal cognition. But for now, the animals don't give us their full thoughts. They simply adjust. They watch. And sometimes, in that frozen moment on the trail, they seem to wonder about us, just as we wonder about them.